096 keeps pushing others off the bridge, planning to survive with Gi-hun and vote X to end the game so they can split the prize. Other players are too scared to move. Jong-dae, pressured from behind, makes a deal with player 096 to share his winnings and help push others. More players die. Player 377 falls after tripping on a rope when player 349 asks him to jump to the starting line, and player 349, trying to return to the start, is kicked off by player 203. Fearing the consequences, player 203 yells at those behind him. Min-soo takes a drug pill. Jong-dae begs player 096 to let him pass. Gi-hun threatens to push him if he doesn't move, so 096 steps aside. Gi-hun encourages others to cross. Jun-hee tries to practice jumping, but fails due to her broken leg. Gi-hun grows anxious as time's almost up. Myung-gi offers to help Jun-hee cross, but she refuses and questions why he killed Hyun-ju. Myung-gi claims he didn't know Hyun-ju was part of her gang and only wanted to protect Jun-hee and the baby. Realizing Jun-hee can't move, he leaves her behind and continues alone. Near the finish line, player 096 attacks Gi-hun. Gi-hun pokes his eye and pushes him onto a steel cable. He falls and dies. With 3 minutes left, Min-soo, high on drugs, jumps a wide gap and succeeds. Jun-hee tries to cross, but Gi-hun stops her, promising to return. The player in front of Myung-gi falls and begs for help, but Myung-gi ignores him. With 1 minute left, all players except Jun-hee make it across. Gi-hun wants to help her, but Jun-hee yells at him not to come and jumps off, telling him to protect her baby. Gi-hun and Myung-gi cry. Noel and Gyeong-sok escape perimeter security, but the Black Guard sends a team after them. In the dorm, Gi-hun holds the baby. The VIPs debate if the baby should be eliminated since Jun-hee is dead. The frontman decides to register the baby as player 222, using Jun-hee's number to spice up future voting. Everyone agrees. Player 336 asks how much each will now receive. Player 353 says 5.6 billion won per person. They plan to vote X next since most players can fully pay their debts, except Jong-dae, who still owes 10 billion. A guard announces 9 survivors, including the baby. Now each gets only 4.96 billion. Players are furious, wanting to kill the baby, but guards fire warning shots to stop them. Others enter carrying black boxes as gifts for finalists. Mudong and Husuk are held at Mujin police station. Husuk tells officers that Captain Park is part of a criminal group and shows his mask as proof. The officer mocks the claim, saying it's just a costume. Husuk says they kidnap people for death games. He's dismissed as delusional and reminded of his bad record. Husuk urges them to check Park. Officers confirm Park's record is clean. At sea, Jun-ho and his gang try to locate the island. Jun-ho estimates it's within 20 kilometers of where he was shot. Captain Park advises against one area due to strong currents and patrols. Trusting him, they plan to search other spots. The police call Park to report that Husuk broke into his house and killed his dog. Park lies, claiming he doesn't know Husuk. The officer carelessly shares everything Husuk said, including that Park is part of a criminal gang running deadly games, not realizing it's true. Hearing this, Husuk panics, causes a commotion, asks for his phone, then grabs it when the officer asks for Face ID and escapes to call Jun-ho, revealing everything. Jun-ho confronts Park, who lies about the call. Park warns Captain Ko their identities are revealed and orders him to kill everyone. Park shoots all of Jun-ho's crew except one. Just as he's about to finish him, Jun-ho kills Park. As Park dies, he says even if Jun-ho finds the island, it won't matter because most of his team is already dead. Players dress in black suits and enjoy a luxurious feast. The baby is bottle-fed by a masked guard. VIPs worry players might vote to end the game, but the frontman says they'll continue if they believe they can survive. The frontman has a plan. Voting begins. The final game rule is revealed. Players can vote to eliminate a minimum of 3 others, and the remaining ones will win. Most vote O to continue, except Gi-hun and Min-soo, while the baby is exempt. Myung-gi also votes O, betraying late Jun-hee. The VIPs cheer and ask about the final game, but the frontman keeps it secret until tomorrow. Jun-ho treats his injured ally. They realize Team 2 on Captain Ko's boat is dead. Jun-ho believes the marked area on the map might be where the island truly is. Captain Ko calls the frontman to confirm he killed the team, but says Park is dead. Noel and Gyeong-sok escape by boat. Noelle receives a message from the blackguard ordering her to return with Gyeong-sok. When she refuses, he threatens her about Gyeong-sok's sick daughter. Noel turns back, telling Gyeong-sok to head north, call the police, and protect his daughter. Gyeong-sok is shocked she knows about his daughter Na-yeon, but Noel insists he goes. The blackguard learns the boat is still moving and orders them killed. Noel reaches shore, removes her mask, and climbs a mountain. Back in the dorm, the O voters, led by Jong-dae, plot to eliminate Gi-hun, Min-soo, and the baby in the final game to raise their prize to 7.6 billion each. Even Myung-gi agrees to kill his own child. At night, all players fall asleep. A masked guard takes Gi-hun to meet the frontman, who gives him a knife and proposes he kill the other players while they sleep. Gi-hun asks why. The frontman reveals himself as Oh Young-il, real name Hwang In-ho, the same man who helped Gi-hun in Season 2 but caused his gang's deaths. He says he sympathizes with Jong-bae's death. After revealing himself, Gi-hun wants to kill him, but he says nothing will change even if Gi-hun does. Another will take his place, and the game will go on. If Gi-hun kills other players, only he and the baby will be left, and since the game requires more than 2 players, it will end. He promises freedom for them both. Gi-hun walks away. The frontman asks if he still has hope. Gi-hun doesn't answer. Noel climbs to the top of the windy mountain, finds a huge spinning fan, and shoots at it with her rifle until it stops moving. Once the fan stops, she goes through the opening behind it. Inside the dorm, Gi-hun checks on baby Jun-hee, scans the rows of sleeping players, and edges toward Jong-dae, unaware that the frontman is watching through CCTV. The frontman has a private flashback to his time as player 132 when Chairman Oh ordered him to kill the players who joined the game at the same time. He obeyed, but Gi-hun, haunted by a sudden vision of the late Sae-byok, cannot bring himself to repeat the brutal act and lowers his weapon. Gyeong-sok is badly hurt but still trying to escape by boat, while Jun-ho is struggling to find the island Gi-hun is on due to the heavy fog. Jun-ho's radio crackles. The frontman tells him to quit or die. Jun-ho replies that dying would have been easier long ago and dares the frontman to shoot, but the line goes silent. Inside the base, Noel crawls through an air vent and drops into the black guard's room while he is in the shower. She sneaks behind the kitchen island, points a gun at him, and makes him delete every file that mentions Gyeong-sok. When she learns a printed copy is stored upstairs in the frontman's office, she forces the black guard into the ID-locked elevator. As soon as the scan approves the ride, he attacks. The gun slides away and he beats her. He says he has read her file, knows she once worked with Gyeong-sok, maybe even loved him. Noel says if Gyeong-sok dies, his child will die too. The blackguard says Noel did all this to save someone else's child because she feels guilty for leaving her own. She begs him not to hurt Gyeong-sok's kid, but he says she's too much. When he tries to kill her, she fights back and tries to stab him. He hits her with a whiskey glass and she falls. Then he stabs her near the kidney, saying he lost his own loved one in North Korea because he could not get a kidney, even though organs are easy to find here. He lifts the knife to finish her, but a voice from the control room announces the final game. While he turns to the screens, Noelle crawls to her fallen rifle, shoots him, and kills him. She slowly makes her way upstairs and finds the printed file on Gyeong-sok. Players wake up and move to the final game. The remaining players ride a lift to a tall tower with 3 levels, a square base, a triangle middle, and a circle top, for a new game called Sky Squid. On each level, they have 15 minutes to push at least one rival into the pit. If they fail, everyone on that level dies. The VIPs stand with binoculars, watching and guessing who will fall first. Min-soo, shaking because of drug withdrawal, sees visions of the late Thanos offering him pills, while the late Nam-gyu shouts at him to return the drugs he stole. He swings at nothing, and the other players whisper that he's gone crazy. Jong-dae presses the start button for round 1. His 6-member O group argues over whom to push first. They decide Gi-hun and the baby are too risky and choose Min-soo instead. Min-soo begs. They beg back. Chaos grows. Myung-gi rips a metal rail from the guardrail and shoves Min-soo over the edge. Min-soo falls, thinking Sae-mi is reaching for him, so he reaches back, but it's just in his head. Noel drags the blackguard's body to the lift to hold the door. The players move to the triangle deck for round 2. VIPs expect the baby to die. Jong-dae tries to press the button, but Myung-gi stops him, saying Gi-hun must be separated from the baby first. They vote, kill the child. Player 353 tells Gi-hun to tie the baby to a pole and look away. He threatens to push both if Gi-hun refuses. Gi-hun argues that if both die now, there will be no one left to throw off in round 3. Player 203 presses the start button too early, and the group starts fighting and losing trust in each other. At sea, Manager 004's boat shoots at Gyeong-sok, then hits his boat's engine and damages it. Gyeong-sok runs out of bullets and gets trapped until Jun-ho's boat arrives and shoots Manager 004 in the head, clearing the deck. Back on the triangle deck, Myung-gi suggests rock, paper, scissors to pick who drags Gi-hun forward. Player 336 loses, pretends to draw lots, lures Gi-hun close, and tries to push him off. Gi-hun pulls out a hidden knife, cuts their safety rope, and Jongdae's gang stumbles. Player 336 begs for mercy, but Myung-gi yells for Gi-hun to move aside and push Player 336 into the pits with the metal pole. Shocked, the rest accuse Myung-gi of betrayal. He declares to players and VIPs that he is baby Junhee's father and will die or kill to protect her. Jongdae's gang beats up their own teammate, Player 039, planning to sacrifice him next round and split the money. Gi-hun demands a fair draw. They refuse and attack. Player 203 lunges at the baby. Gi-hun blocks and fatally stabs him. Player 353 clashes with Myung-gi and falls. Jongdae pleads, but Myung-gi's pole sends him after his friends. Player 353, too hurt to stand, slides off because he refuses to be a scapegoat. Time's up. Gi-hun, Myung-gi, and baby Jun-hee unexpectedly become the finalists. Jun-ho and his partner board Gyeong-sok's boat, threatening him, but Gyeong-sok claims he isn't with the frontman and tries to flee. Jun-ho sees his abdominal injury, takes a human scanner from Gyeong-sok's pocket, confirming he's Player 246, and asks him to show the island's location. Gyeong-sok points to the island. An announcement instructs Gi-hun and Myung-gi to move to the final tower. Myung-gi crosses the bridge first. Gi-hun secures baby Jun-hee to his body, but is shocked when Myung-gi points a metal rod at them, demanding Gi-hun hand over the baby and stay behind. Gi-hun questions if Myung-gi realizes this means sacrificing either himself or his child, realizing Myung-gi intends to kill his own child to claim the prize money, and never truly cared for the child. Myung-gi confirms this, pressuring Gi-hun. The VIPs praise Myung-gi's ruthless strategy. Myung-gi continues to pressure Gi-hun as the bridge will collapse in 5 minutes. Gi-hun warns they'll all die if they don't cross, but Myung-gi prefers they die together. Gi-hun promises to sacrifice himself, but Myung-gi doubts him, suspecting Gi-hun had an affair with Jun-hee. No-yo pours alcohol over files in the frontman's office and burns them. She finds a file detailing masked guards' identities, including her own, revealing her past as a North Korean defector who worked as a Seoul land mascot, had a daughter and a husband who were executed. Emotional, she burns her file. A masked guard reports to the frontman that Jun-ho's boat is nearing their island. Jun-ho's partner tends to Gyeong-sok's wound, and Jun-ho, dressed in diving gear, informs them he's called the Coast Guard who will arrive in 2 hours. His partner expresses concern, but Jun-ho insists he'll take responsibility and focuses on his mission. Pressured by Myung-gi, Gi-hun places baby Jun-hee on the bridge and steps back. Myung-gi hangs the baby on a metal rod, distracted, allowing Gi-hun to secretly retrieve a knife from a dead player. The bridge collapses as time expires, and Gi-hun leaps onto the tower, confronting Myung-gi. They fight. Myung-gi loses his weapon and tries grabbing Gi-hun's knife. Gi-hun severely beats him. Myung-gi threatens to drop the baby unless Gi-hun discards his knife, which he does. Myung-gi attacks again, stabbing Gi-hun, but both fall from the edge. Gi-hun catches a rod, holding Myung-gi by his jacket, which eventually tears, causing Myung-gi's death. Gi-hun climbs up and realizes neither of them pressed the start button, making Myung-gi's death meaningless. With only Gi-hun and baby Jun-hee left, one must die to end the game. The Coast Guard reaches Jun-ho's boat near the island, but not yet on it. Jun-ho dives underwater, reaches the island, reloads his gun, and climbs toward the frontman's office. Noel watches the game via CCTV, and nearly commits suicide but stops hearing the baby's cries. Gi-hun presses the start button, picks up the baby, stands at the tower edge emotionally, then places the baby down, stating they're humans, not horses, and jumps to his death, shocking everyone. Baby Jun-hee wins. Noel abandons suicide seeing Gi-hun's sacrifice. A masked manager alerts the frontman about the Coast Guard, prompting evacuation. Frontman sets a 30-minute timer before destroying the facility. Jun-ho sees the countdown while climbing. Noel escapes using a blackguard's mask via elevator. The frontman inspects Gi-hun's body, removing his mask solemnly. Jun-ho reaches the frontman's office, shoots a CCTV screen, discovers a hidden door, and enters. The frontman carries baby Jun-hee from the tower. Jun-ho spots the frontman through a mirror, breaking it, recognizing him as his long-lost brother Hwang In-ho, who ignores Jun-ho and leaves via elevator despite Jun-ho's desperate calls. Masked guards evacuate onto ferries. The facility explodes, destroying everything. Jun-ho escapes underwater, observing the Coast Guard arriving too late. A mysterious figure steals Gi-hun's prize money. 6 months later, Gyeong-sok unknowingly draws Noel at Seoul Land, surprised when she recognizes his daughter Na-yeon and kindly gives her candy before leaving. Noel learns from Agent Man Cheo her daughter might be in China. Hoo-sok is released from prison, meeting Jun-ho and Mudong, unsure of their futures after Gi-hun's money vanishes. Jun-ho finds baby Jun-hee at home with a winner's card and bank card, confirming her prize. Se-byok's mother reunites with family after arriving from North Korea. Noel prepares to go to China for her daughter. Hoo-sok plans to renovate a motel with Mudong despite limited funds, uncertain about who stole Gi-hun's money. In Los Angeles, frontman delivers Gi-hun's money to his daughter, Ga-young, revealing his good intentions. Ga-young, shocked by her father's gift, rushes after him but misses him. The frontman sees the English recruiter playing Dokji, indicating the deadly games continue.